On the evening of January 30th, 1948, a chill swept through the air of Delhi as if time itself had come to a standstill. In the garden of Birla House, people had gathered, anxiously awaiting their beloved Mahatma. Gandhi, who participated daily in the evening public prayer, had arrived that day accompanied by his two sisters at the very spot where a young man was already bent over on the ground, poised to touch his feet. This young man was Nathuram Godse. Suddenly, he drew his pistol and fired 3 bullets into Gandhi's chest, uttering, "Hey Ram," as he did so. Gandhi fell to the ground immediately. That moment became a dark chapter in the history of India. Yet the essence of the question remains hidden in history's pages. Was this merely the act of a fanatical young man? Or was there a secret hand behind a well-organized conspiracy? Did leaders like Sardar Patel and Jawaharlal Nehru have prior knowledge of the assassination? And why were Godse's statements prevented from being made public? Post-1947, India was like a body riddled with wounds. The partition had rendered millions homeless, and communal riots had further deepened humanity's shame. Gandhi, a staunch opponent of partition, was deeply grieved by this tragic situation. Residing in Delhi, he tirelessly worked for communal harmony, even going so far as to demand that, in accordance with the promises made at partition, Pakistan be paid rupees 55 crores, a highly controversial decision. This very stance enraged Hindu extremists who felt that Gandhi was prioritizing Muslim interests. Gandhi's close associate, Pyarelal Nayar, recorded in his diary that Babu knew that his life was in danger. After the bomb explosion at Birla House on January 20th, 1948, he had said that if anyone wished to kill him, they could do so. "I am not afraid of death." These words later emerged as his final premonition. Nathuram Godse was born in 1910 into a Chitpavan Brahmin family in Maharashtra. His father, Vinayak Rao, was a post office clerk, and his mother, Laltabai, was a devoutly religious woman. He was brought up under the influence of ultra-conservative Hindu ideologies, which led him from an early age to associate with organizations such as the Hindu Mahasabha and the RS. Godse believed that India belonged solely to Hindus, and that Gandhi's pro-Muslim policies were weakening the nation. Two significant events profoundly influenced his thinking. The first was the 1925 Kakori train robbery case, which resulted in the execution of the revolutionary Ram Prasad Bismil. Inspired by Bismil's poetry, Godse embraced the idea of effecting change through violence. The second event was the first assassination attempt on Gandhi in 1934 in Pune, during which his name was implicated. But due to insufficient evidence, he escaped punishment. In his book, "Why Was Gandhi Killed by My Hands?" Godse made it clear that Gandhi had divided India, favored Muslims during partition, and weakened the Hindus. And in view of this, he decided to kill what he considered a traitor. However, during his court appearance, he admitted that he did not act alone. Along with him were Narayan Apte, V. Shashikant Karakare, Madan Lal Pahwa, Shiv Varma Krupa, Dagambar Badaj, and his brother Gopal Godse. Investigations revealed that the assassination was planned in Pune, where Godse and his associates, after purchasing a pistol, made 8 unsuccessful attempts to kill Gandhi. If one examines the record of these failed attempts, there was, in January 1947, during Gandhi's visit to Panchpatiala House, Delhi, an attempt to throw a bomb, but it detonated too late. Then, on January 20th, 1948, at Birla House, Madan Lal Pahwa hurled a bomb, from which Gandhi survived. Although the police arrested Pahwa, he insisted that he was not acting alone. Finally, on January 30th, 1948, Godse succeeded. Sardar Patel, who was then discharging the duties of Home Minister, had been receiving warnings. On January 27th, 1948, Patel wrote a letter to Gandhi, informing him that your policies are angering the Hindus. Some individuals intend to harm you. However, Gandhi replied, "I cannot take precautions to save my life. "This is my destiny." Some historians, such as S.N. Hegade, author of The Great Betrayal, claim that both Nehru and Patel were aware of the conspiracy, but they took no steps to protect Gandhi, perhaps believing that his martyrdom might give Congress a new political direction. Nehru's personal letters also expressed that Gandhiji's death will give us a new direction. On the other hand, after the assassination, Patel imposed a ban on the RSS, which further suggested that he might have been aware of the organization's involvement beforehand. Even though, in 1949, the RSS issued a statement clarifying that they were completely unrelated to Gandhi's murder. Godse was given the opportunity to present his case in court, but his 150-page statement was not allowed to be published in the newspapers because the government argued that it could further inflame communal tensions. In that statement, Godse accused Gandhi of sacrificing India's interests in favor of Pakistan and weakening the Hindus. In 2017, a copy of Godse's statement was leaked to the Times of India, in which he wrote, "Gandhi made heroes out of those who divided India. I merely tried to save the country from fragmentation." Another reason cited for suppressing this statement was that the government did not want anyone to hail Godse as a national hero. The trial lasted from 1948 to 1949, resulting in Godse and Apte being sentenced to death, while the other conspirators received life imprisonment. An interesting facet of the case was that Godse's mother refused to claim her son's body, stating that he was an enemy of Hinduism. Among the controversial aspects of the judicial proceedings was that the trial was conducted hastily and witnesses were threatened. For instance, Madanlal Pawa admitted in court that Godse had forced me, but later retracted his statement. In 1966, the Government of India established a commission headed by Justice J1 Lal Kapoor, which, in its 1969 report, stated that Godse was not the sole culprit. Failures on the part of the police and administration made the assassination possible. Further investigations brought to light important revelations. Delhi Police Inspector General N.N. Banerjee had permitted Godse to enter Birla House, despite already being aware of his suspicious behavior. At the same time, some Congress leaders had given instructions that weakened Gandhi's security, and the Commission's investigations revealed that the leader of the Hindu Mahasabha, V.N. Damodar Savarkar, had provided financial assistance to Godse. In addition, several questions were raised as to whether Gandhi's death was truly a political necessity. Nehru's advisor, V.K. Menon, wrote in his book The Transfer of Power that Gandhiji's death will give us a new direction, suggesting that Gandhi's martyrdom helped Nehru implement socialist policies. Moreover, in 1994, an RSS leader, S. Sadasiv, stated in an interview that Godse was one of our members, but he disgraced the organization, raising the question of whether the RSS played any role in the assassination. Another point of debate was whether Gandhi himself harbored a desire for death. His grandson, Rajmohan Gandhi, mentioned in his book The Good Boatman that after Kasturba's death, Babu had said that he was no longer ready to live. Since 2014, Hindu extremist groups have embarked on a campaign to celebrate Godse as a national hero. In 2020, a minister from Uttar Pradesh stated that Godse saved the country, and statues of him have been erected in some places, an act that has drawn strong protests from Congress. This entire debate makes it clear that Gandhi's assassination was not merely the act of one individual, but rather a culmination of hatred, failures, and the many facets of political strife. In his final words, Godse stated, "I do not hate Gandhi, but his decisions have destroyed the country." Perhaps the truth is that Gandhi's death was not solely the fault of any one person or group, but rather a manifestation of the extremism of that era. As long as these questions remain alive in the pages of history, Gandhi's murder will continue to be a mysterious tale. The details of this account have been sourced from various references, including Gandhi, A Life by Bikanath Ghosh, The Murder of the Mahatma by Larry Collins and Dominique Lapierre, documents from the National Archives of India, the Kapoor Commission report 1969. The Times of India Archives, 1948 to 1950, and Interviews with Godse's Family, BBC Hindi, 2018.